Welcome to the house of fun. Wow, 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 wow. Just trying to remember who that song is by, and we are in with another Titled Tuesday. So hello to everyone, and thank you for watching. 11 rounds of chaos, and let's start with a black line. Feels like a good way to ease into things. And let's see how many points we can get. Now the first game, as you know, I will struggle because it takes me a while to wake up. It's a beautiful day outside, which I don't know what relevance that has got at all, but it is. And let's try to concentrate on this game. Now, I say I was going to play a black lion, but with the knight being there, this whole plan doesn't seem to be that dangerous. So I'm just going to castle, and we're going to play a tame lion, whatever a tame lion is. Let's do the normal idea of maybe trying to gain some space on the queen side, and I feel that we might as well play this now. Otherwise, we're a little bit cramped in the black line, so we should try to take space when we can. And yeah, I was wondering about this move, and I have a couple of ideas, but I think either this one or maybe just bishop b7. Remember, I do have a check here. Is quite interesting. Now, my opponent does have a hold on this square, so I've got to be a little bit positionally careful of that. And maybe I should try and fight for that square immediately. So it might be a little positional battle for the square for the time being. A normal idea in this position would be for me to break, like d5. It's like a Sicilian Najdorf, this. We've kind of transposed in that kind of middle game. And I'm quite happy to see this move, because now my opponent will have to put a pawn on this square. And that's kind of good news. I'm going to take this way, so I've got a typical idea of playing f5, and again, very much like a Najdorf. Bobby Fischer had this kind of thing in many of his old games, if you look at them. And the reason this change of structure is good for me is that I now don't have a weak pawn because it's not being attacked on an open file. My opponent now doesn't have an outpost because he has a pawn there, so it should benefit me a little bit. Okay, now naturally this move is what I want to play. And I'm just going to move my pawn forwards here, locking up the pawn structure. But I don't want to release this bishop, so I don't want to be in a position where I take that way and allow this pawn to come forwards. Probably about even, this position. But I don't think I should be unhappy here, at least. Now, is this pawn going to be a problem for him? I think we should try and put a bit of pressure on it. And I've also got this square, but okay, that's a good move. Now my knight has to retreat. I've got another good square for it, and I've got my bishop coming here. Let's not get checkmated though. That'd be a bit shit. Can we just go here? Some kind of tricky little moves that my opponent's playing, but it should be alright. My pawn structure is quite nice. The position is kind of blocked, and we're gaining a bit of space everywhere here. Okay, what next though? Now this pawn is a little bit weak, so maybe I can first of all stop g4. g4 is a normal pawn break, and give myself opportunities to play this. This pawn's also a little bit weak. Bit of a battle going on here, positional battle. I wanted to play a3. My opponent playing very well here. And I'm not really playing blitz chess, so I'm going to shut up a little bit more and move. Okay, I'm just maybe with an idea of playing g5. I'm playing too slowly. Surprise, surprise. So what am I trying to do though? Okay, well g5 is one idea, but it's quite hard to think of a plan here, right? My opponent defending that one. Okay, we're just tinker on the idea of playing g5, but I don't really believe it. This bishop's not very good if it goes there. I'd like to swap off these guys. So maybe I should come here. Why do I want to swap off dark square bishop? So I got c5 for my rook. So, oh shit. I was going to play bishop there, which is not ideal, right? Okay, let's put it over there. What am I doing? This plan seems terrible. And why didn't I take that pawn? Why didn't I take that pawn? Because now I have to play some shitty move like this. I could have taken that pawn, couldn't I? Yeah, I could have just taken that pawn. First game blues is my excuse. Okay, I'm going to try to take that pawn now. No, I'm not, because he wins my queen. So let's not try to take that pawn. That's still a terrible idea. What am I doing here? Okay, get my king off the line of his bishop. Can he play g4? Very possibly. Very possibly he can. Yeah. This rook, I don't like my rook being here because his bishop is slipping in here. He's threatening this one. Okay, we've got to play that. And let's give myself the opportunity I can come back with a bishop if he plays g4 at some point. But I kind of feel I'm getting a bit outplayed here. I'm gonna have to punt, aren't I, with some. Let's get that bit. The bishop's doing absolutely nothing there, and I'm just getting ready to try an attack, which my opponent is defending very nicely against. But that is a pawn. Okay, we'll grab that one. Good thing I saw that this time round, because I very nearly missed it being the pawn. Let's get rid of that strong bishop. Watch my clock. And can I play this now? I think we I'm gonna shut up now because I don't really know what I'm doing here. This position is still very, very unclear. I'm not sure I like it. I feel a bit loose somehow. Okay, time is terrible. Ah, Simon, what are you doing? Throwing this away. Not making any progress. Oh, that's a terrible move. Why am I playing so badly at the moment? Fuck. I'm playing terrible chess here, guys. Frustrating. Position very loose. This is bad. Fuck. Ah, why did I lose the first game? Fucking hell. Ah, kind of was doing alright there, but yeah, he played well. Again, it's no excuses, but I mean, really bad play from me there. Ah, not a good start. It was doing alright, but I just fell apart even when I won that pawn. My position was very, very loose. And well played to my opponent. Not really, I wasn't... Okay, excuses. I'll try to stop having excuses. Fuck. Let's see if we can recover from that very bad first round loss where I wasn't really confident enough for whatever reason. Okay, we'll have a look at the game review. Not very high from either of us. And you can see it was all over the bloody shot, wasn't it? I mean, I'm doing right around here. Roughly okay, but I started coming up with a bad plan here. I must put my pawn on a3. Crazy not to do that. I need to make him move his b pawn, so at least I have a target. When I don't play that move, it's not great. And as you can see, even though I win a pawn, I'm not doing great. You know, this is pretty rough. And he played well, even though the accuracy is not high. It was a very hard game, that one. Very tough game, and didn't feel that happy when things started to open up. So a little bit frustrated with that. Let's see if we can do better now. So I'm going to have to pick myself up and sort my shit out, basically, after that. Okay, well, disappointing, and there's lots of strong players this time round. I'm in the losers group. Loser! And you got Hikaru, Hans, Faruja, or you know, there's no point even mentioning them. A lot of good players. And yeah, I'm gonna have my drink. My new drink of choice is I'm loving this shit. Miso soup. Anyone else drink miso soup like it's water? It's like more interesting than tea and coffee. Coffee makes you go a bit mental, more mental, and tea, it's a bit boring. Even like, you know, anyone got a suggestion of a nice tea? I don't know. I mean, it's all right to have one cup or something, but miso soup, it's bloody lovely. A little bit of, you know, it's I love salt, I think, so that's why I'm liking it. Okay, now let's see if I can get back into this competition. I am gonna wheel out my special new opening at some point, which is a surprise on move 1. Now, can you guess what? It's an opening you play with the white pieces. Can you guess my first move? Anyone who guesses my first move, you're a genius. What first move I'm going to play? It's kind of laughable, but I'm going to have to play it at some point. But first of all, we are into a Tromposki here, and this is a pawn sacrifice line. This move, very, very dangerous for my opponent, because I'm just going to try to ram through the middle. I never really believed this idea of grabbing a pawn. Why do you want to grab such a risky pawn? Because you could just get absolutely thumped in the middle of the board, which my opponent is in danger of doing. He's in danger of getting thumped on a number of squares. And can he avoid getting thumped here? He can come back and come here, but that looks horrendous. Now, this position must be tremendous for me. I've always got this check, but the threat I hear is stronger than the execution. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed this move, because I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure it's okay. I can go queen here. Queen d4 looks forced. Got to watch out for checkmate. And it feels like I should be doing pretty well here. Knight e5 now. But it's a little bit unclear. I've got this check now, which I'm going for. I mean, this position is absolutely terrible for him. I've got knight here, queen here. This check looks very natural, but I'd love to sack my queen here. Oh man, why am I even looking at such absolute... I mean... shit is there's no other word to describe that move. Okay, I'm gonna have to play this move. I don't like moving queens. Little queen sack. I take with a pawn. The bishop check here. I don't know. He would have gone knight c6 had I checked. So I'm trying to hold out for knight here, and it's actually a bit of a weird position. So let's come in. And those knights, they're giving me a bit of a head rush. These knights. Can you get head rush from knights? That's a bit weird, isn't it? I mean, what's going on? Should be getting a head rush from knights. I think he has to come back. And then what am I doing? I don't know. This position. Rook here, potentially. Okay, let's play rook here. I'm trying to line up all of my pieces. If he gets 2 more moves in, I'm in trouble. So maybe bishop here is my next move, because otherwise he's going to have a check here if I go like bishop f4. Bishop here is the threat. I want to finish this game with queen f7. I really want to magic that into tickling the cow's balls. Okay, he wants the castle. Not so clear. Okay, we're now he's coming in. Right, let's take and flick a check in. But check, knight comes back. What's my follow-up? Queen f7, f3. Okay, complicated position. I could have also taken there, right? But I mean, I've also got castles now at the opportune time. Why am I trying to make this work so much? Okay, but this looks quite dangerous for him because I've got checkmate and I got this one. I really want to get this to work, but I'm fantasizing now. And I don't normally tickle cows' balls, if you're wondering, even though I did spend a lot of time on a farm as a kid. Flashbacks. Okay, right, another good move for my opponent. My opponent playing very well here. But I think we're going to have to grab some material now and stop him castling. But it's still a bit unclear, this position, I feel. I'm going to grab that rook, but his king's very safe. And I mean... Okay, I mean, I should grab this rook, shouldn't I? Complicated game, this. Quite a fun game. Now, I felt he should have just at least grabbed some material there. But maybe he's got this one as an idea after my knight comes in and takes here. What am I thinking? Good question. It's easy to go wrong, even though I'm a rook up here. Now, if he takes here, I'm going to take here, check. This is my key idea. And I wanted to stop queen c7. So had I come knight f7, queen c7, knight takes rook, queen takes c3, check. Looked a bit scary. For example, king here, queen here, check. And some things are going wrong there. So this looks a lot more sensible. Okay, so I think I can take this now. There's no checks that work well. And I want to get safe, funnily enough, so I'm just going to castle. And this looks okay. This looks good. I'm only the exchange up. I say only, but, well, okay. Well, I'll go a queen up. Why not? What's better than an exchange? A queen. And my opponent's fighting on here, but it's not really fighting on, is it? I mean, well done. Good check. Check you out. Check you out, sucker. What's all this jazz on the chessboard now? Someone said you need a bit jazzing up on the chessboard. What was that? I mean, that was a fun game. That was more like it. I wish I'd have started with that game and that loss. You know, it's nice to have because it's nice to start with a tactical game because you have to get the brain working. You can't be lazy and not calculate. And that game certainly had to do some calculation, right? Now we need to just get a roll of wins going. And as you can see, it's pretty consistently better for me, except for whatever I did here. What did I do here? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm so good at messing up positions, aren't I? So bishop c3 was a mistake. Okay, let's go back there. And where else did I miss a great win? I missed a great win around after queen d8. So queen d8 is the first point we'll have a look at. Yeah, actually, you know, now that you see it, something like this is probably going to be good, isn't it? Yeah, and of course, knight f7. Because, you know, at least after knight takes, pawn takes... Oh, no, knight takes knight c7. Oh, you monkey. You monkey. So, knight f7. Knight takes f7. Knight c7 check. Okay. And my next mistake was when I played... I mean, what I played seemed very natural. Again, I'm just missing this one tactic, aren't I? Knight f7. Bishop c3, and apparently I'll lose a lot of my advantage if he finds queen b6, which is not an easy move to find. Well, it is actually. His queen's attacked, and it's the only square for his queen. That's okay. Actually, yeah. I mean, he tried to go a bit too jazzy here. I don't know why I keep saying jazzy today. I mean, I don't. You know, what have I got for jazziness? I'm not like a jazz king. I like a bit of weird jazz music occasionally, I have to say. But now this is very bad because I get a check in, and this move is very good. And I can dream of this idea, but it's not going to work. And there's too many tactics here, and I still have to be a little bit careful even when I take his rook, because the natural move is to go here. I actually played the best move here, which is quite impressive. But if I go here, this looked very unclear. Well, I was worried about queen c7. The computer says queen here, funnily enough. Okay. Well, my instinct was right. This move, I didn't consider taking on d4, which computer says is good. I only considered this, and as you can see, this is actually worse for me. So good instinct. I'm gonna give myself. So we're on 50% after that first game, where my opponent played very well. Early days, isn't it? 11 rounds of this to go. 9 rounds to go, should I say? And let's see if we can pump it up a little bit. Get some wins on the board. It's, you know, I'd like to get to 3 out of 4. Obviously, better than 2.5, isn't it? I mean, what's better than that's all I can get? I'd like to get 2 out of 2. Does the Pope have a balcony? You know, is my beard ginger? I mean, these are very stupid questions to ask, aren't they? So what else has been going on in my world? Well, as I probably mentioned before, I've got this. I've got a chess boxing fight. You know, comment on below if you want to. It's keeping me fit. Fitness is, well, getting a bit better, and it's in about 2 months now, so it's keeping me mainly off the booze. Even though I have my moments. If you wanna see that if you can buy tickets for the fight. It's in Norfolk in England, on a farm, down on the farm. That was originally a UK sub song. Guns N' Roses did a cover. UK subs is very good version. They did another song saying, "I live in a car, live in a car." I lived in a car for a year. Yeah, weird times. And okay, look at this. What is all this jazz? Okay, so did you guess my first move? Here it comes, knight a3. Did you guess that move? Boom, boom, boom. It is called the Wayward Drunken Knight on LSD Trip Variation. And I've been playing around with it, and actually I quite like it. I quite like it. Why do I like it? Because it's weird and it gets black out of theory. I mean, it can't obviously be a very good move, but you know, it's fun. And sometimes we just got to do something a little bit different, you know, for the sake of it. The drunken what's the name again? Can we okay, and now look at that. We come in, boom, boom, boom. And what am I trying to do? Not entirely clear what I'm trying to do here, is it? Okay, the knight has, it's still tripping around the world, and here it comes, back to sanity, back to salvation. And I'm going to take here, and now we have like a Tarash kind of malarkey going on, where he's played a6, which is probably a useful move for him. And the idea in this is to play against this isolated pawn. So that's going to be my sort of idea. Now, do we flick this in? Probably. And I want to, in the long run, play against that. Now, he might have this move, but I should castle anyway. And if he does have that move, trying to free up pieces... Yeah, well, actually, I've always got knight takes because of the tactic here on the bishop. And... quite a typical position from the drunken knight on LSD tripping around the world variation. Okay, I didn't think that worked, did I? Does that work? Can't I just go knight takes pawn? What have I missed? I've also got other moves, but what have I missed here? Because I am threatening the bishop. I thought it's just won a pawn, but what did I miss? That's the thing. The drunken knight on acid tripping around the world variation. It confuses the opponent. It's confusing me. And my opponent has been well and truly confused. And look at this. I'm not just a pawn up, but it seems like I've got some funky stuff on the horizon. Now he can defend this. He's got his bishop coming back here, but I've got a knight coming here or here, and I'm a pawn up. So the drunken knight on acid, tripping around the world variation has been a resounding success. And we're going to have to play a little bit technically here, which is a little bit sad because I was hoping to mutt him. But I could come here, but he's got the knight coming back here. So should we come into the 7th? 7th, maybe. And I'm a pawn up, but there's still a lot of work to do here to convert this. And I'm just going to put my pieces, first of all, on good squares. Take the open file. And then I should probably move my king towards the centre. Maybe I can have a knight move if it improves my position at some moment. And then eventually we want to make this pawn a queen, right? This is the point. Now, it probably would be advantageous for me to take the bishop. So his bishop is very short squares, actually. So let's just... He's got this square for the bishop, but it's not a great square. He's going to have to defend it with this rook. I'm just wondering the best way. Maybe I can go rook here and bring the other one in. Let's do that. His bishop, again, very short squares. You know, the one reason I was a little bit hesitant about this is because the idea of him playing a5 I didn't like, because my pawns are on dark squares, but let's see. Okay, so now his bishop, I think, has to come back here. I mean, what else can he do here? When I do have knight c5 as one option, and maybe that... Oh, I didn't see this one. Now knight c5 must surely be good. I can also play it quite... Okay, I'm going, you know, I could play it slowly. Could play knight c5. Let's go knight c5. Don't really know if I want to be changing the pawn structure. And after knight takes, I'm going to play this. Could take in the bishop, probably good for me as well, but I like queens. And I'm hoping now bishop d4 is always consolidating my advantage. And let's go for this pawn, but then he, okay, here first maybe. And then I come... it's coming all around here. So, okay, so maybe I need to play e4 at the right time. Okay, let's go here. I'm not sure. Not sure how I played this. I was thinking maybe rook b7 was always my idea, but I've changed my idea now. I'm just going to put that there just in case he gets any ideas. You know, keep. Okay. Oh, I had check there as well. Much better move. But okay, this is pretty simple now. Just stop this pawn from becoming a queen, and the drunken knight, the drunken pawn on acid going around the world variation, I think has been a resounding success. What say you there? And let's get a queen, because I hear queen's pretty good. And there we go. Nice! Anyone guessed knight a3? Come on, be honest. If you guessed knight a3 on move 1, you're as mental as me. So go and get some professional help while you still can, my friend, because you're going to need it in life. So, well, game review. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, wow. I'm speechless. Wow. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The drunken knight on acid going around the world variation is a 92%. Sa. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. A very smooth game. We get slowly into the game. We outplay our opponent with pure skill and class. The knight does its beautiful magic. And the knight was the killer move, jumping into the square, taking advantage of my opponent's weaknesses. Lovely. Okay, so let's try to win the next one to get to the 3 out of 4. We might have to wheel that opening out again. We might have to. We may have to. Maybe. If my friend who was the DJ at the crypt is listening, sorry I haven't got back to your emails. I just like haven't really been like reading computer stuff recently. Staying off the electronics. And I sometimes do that for a couple of months. Not very good business mind where I can. So I will catch up. Hope you're doing all right, my man. Anyway, I was talking about this chess boxing fight. It's in Norfolk, down on a farm, and then I started talking about UK subs. And a bit like Snatch, isn't it? The film, great film, where they fight on a farm. It's not like that at all. It's chess boxing. And you can get tickets by going to Chess Boxing Nation. And Chess Boxing Nation, well, I don't know how to move the screen. Just put Chess Boxing Nation in. I'm sure you can spell that. And you can see that the first thing you can click there, tickets, will tell you more about the thing and the event. And there you go. You go over here and look, you click on that. It's only £10 a ticket. And it will basically tell you more about the event. And as you can see, it looks pretty cool. There's a bar there, which I'm really gutted about because I can't really drink until my fight's over, and then I'm gonna drink like a gnat from a fountain. What's the saying? A fountain of an oasis, like a starving man crossing the desert on his last legs, finding the thirst from the oasis of water, because I can't think of anything else to say. Okay, there you go. So that's a little bit about that. Go to Chess Boxing Nation, you'll see it. Maybe I'm a bit stupid for doing it, but you know, it's nice to do shit, basically. And let's see, are the main hitters still at the top? Well, there's a couple of games going on, so let's just sit back and watch someone else play. We had this last week all the time. Queen, and this is the Rajabov, right? And well, this is quite hard to win, funnily enough. It actually takes a lot of skill, and Rajabov is a very good he's very good technically. So actually now, remember, 50 moves as a draw. I'm going to put black as favourite to draw this. He came up with a very clever stalemate trick idea there, and white not making any progress here. I don't know the technique to win this, and in blitz chess I'd struggle. Nearly losing on time there as well. And it's black who's making progress. The rook is mightier than the queen, they say. And there you go, Rajabov playing very impressively to get a draw there. Classy player, Rajabov. Very, very good player. And we're in with another game, and we're playing an Indian who's 2058. Come on. Oh, I just get scared when I play Indian CMs who are like literally 3 years old. Well, I'm not going to play the black line again. Let's play a Sicilian. Let's get a dragon on the board, because we always have a bit of fun with the dragon. Okay, let's play the Dragodorf, because this is a bit more like funky. And now I'm going to play... There's loads of different ways you can play. So I'm going to play this move. This is... And he knows the theory straight away. What a bastard. I can't remember the theory, but this is probably a move, and this is the idea, so I'm going to do it. I'm a little bit... Okay, and where's he going to put his king? Castle and kingside is safe. Maybe a little bit better for him. And this move makes a lot of sense. I think I fucked this up. Here takes, bishop takes. And this pawn is not happy, is it? Okay. Well, but if I take here, it's a very unhappy position for me. Got to play this. Yeah, this move queen c7 was a mistake. Knight here, takes, bishop here, queen takes. Okay, I'm gonna claim that I have some compensation there, because I clearly don't, but I don't like the alternatives. So we're gonna play this, and yeah, it's a bit shit, isn't it? Unfortunately. Oh dear. Okay. Let's try to fight back. The problem is I was planning knight d7, but I forgot his knight comes in here. I'm going to play it now because I need to get this knight out. But the knight sitting here is really quite annoying. Then I can at least go knight e5 and try to get rid of that knight. But let's remember, I'm a pawn down. I want to play with my rooks on these files to try and prove some compensation on those files. But that knight is far too strong to let stay. So I need to capture it. And now the question is, do I get enough play on the open B and C files? Can I win a pawn back with the threats that I have down here? If I can, game on. Is his queen going there? Okay, well that's all right. His queen's very passive there. And I can come into C4. I think queen here... I mean, he can go over here, but my king is... Okay, now this move is going to put some pressure on his position. The light squares are problematic. I also have little ideas of this. So this is actually... This is looking okay for me now. So I did get some compensation from sacrificing a pawn, which it felt like I had to play. I never like taking on a4 because positionally you're just really struggling for a long time in those structures. So this makes more sense. And the question remains, do I come here or do I come here? Now here, rook e1, I take here. Looks quite pleasant for me. But this is ongoing pressure, right? But then he goes rook d2. Okay, I think I have to come in. I don't have to come in by any means, but let's win the pawn back immediately. I think he has to go rook e1. And I'm going to take here. He hasn't. Well, can't I just go rook takes here now? Why can't I do this? Threatening checkmate. I thought he had to go rook e1 there. Because this move seems to win. I mean, like, he has to give his queen up, and that's quite an easy win for me there. Big mistake there from my opponent. Not looking at my obvious moves, and he had to he had to have played rook e1 in that position. And yeah, he resigns. So it actually ends up being a 22 move win. And he's completely lost in this position. Okay, well, again, we've been doing the game review, so we might as well have a look. The opening was a little bit uninspired, but again, I think I played pretty well after that. And as you can see, he did have a slight advantage until he started going wrong. And the one place where he can get a big advantage was here. And it wasn't with knight here. Maybe he should have gone c4 and b3 or something. What should he have played here? Well, we'll go back. But I didn't really have much choice there, did I? I mean, what else do I do? The computer says this is a mistake, but am I going to leave my knight there forever and be a pawn down and cry into my dinner? I mean, cry into my dinner on most days, and I wanted to have a change. I didn't want to cry into my dinner today, alright? So let's have a look. What should he have done instead of knight c6? I mean, what he played looks so logical there. But it didn't work out well. So after this move, he should. And again, it's not so clear. So actually, I do have a bit of compensation. He should have tried putting his pawns like this. But funnily enough, I believe I might have enough compensation for the pawn here. And his big mistake was at the end, where I go queen e2. And and he can keep the balance here by playing... Okay, this is not as clear as it thought. I didn't even consider bishop c1, which computer gives. But this is the move I thought. And I thought I'd be a little bit better here. But I thought the key variation was bishop d4 here. Which again, the computer doesn't even give. But I am a little bit better anyway in all these lines. And otherwise, rook b3 was computer's first choice. That's interesting. So I could have played it like this. And just, I thought maybe, you know... Ah, if rook there, queen there, I can take there. I missed that one. So he has to go here. And now I can come in. And I've put his queen on the worst square. Okay, that was slightly better. But all in all, not a bad game. Not a brilliant opening from me, but... actually, okay, so it wasn't a brilliant opening. How should we play that? So I'm just better look at, in case I get that again, where I can actually improve. Bishop c4, good move. Yeah, so I should wait until he puts his king somewhere. I know this. I shouldn't start doing things when he hasn't committed his king, because the point is, if I do the same idea and he's committed his king over here, when he plays a4, he's just going to open up his king. So I should play a good waiting move. Even castling's okay, right? I mean, I could just castle. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this move. And let's just see where he's going to put his king. If he goes kingside, okay. When he goes kingside, life goes on. If he goes to the more adventurous move here, now if I do the same thing, for example, I don't need this queen c7 move. If he plays a4, well, he's opening up his king. Worst case scenario for me, I can take it. He hasn't got rook here, and he's opened up lines. It's still playable for him, but I do like the idea of opening up lines. And if you compare that to the actual game, when he played a4 here, had I taken here, it's completely different. This is horrible. He's going to castle the other way, put his rook on a1, and I've got this long-term situation on the a file, and I haven't really got any counterplay here. That's why I know b4 is the move to play. And I did write a book on this, The New Sicilian Dragon, not on this particular position, but on these ideas. And I basically said in that book, which I remember some of the stuff that I write. I don't remember everything. There's some guy on YouTube the other day saying, I do read the comments occasionally. Go easy. And there was a guy on the last Title Tuesday saying, oh, it's such a bad... I basically said, oh, I forgot what to play here, even though I've done a DVD, and it said, oh, such a bad advertisement for blah, blah, blah. Look, I ain't got like a memory of, you know, of Bobby Fischer or like a genius. You know, my memory has been ruined by years of abuse, which, you know, when I was younger. And, you know, my memory is... you know, it's like not amazing, right? So just remember that. Remember about my remembering. Okay, but I did say in that book that when a4 is played, if you ever end up in the position where you have to take it, which is computer's top choice here, you're always just going to be worse. So you should always play b4. This is the only way to fight. And this queen c7 move was actually just a very bad idea. I was getting mixed up with another variation there with this concept. And okay, well we're on 3 out of 4. Kablanc! Whoa! We're doing the Swiss Gambit, which I don't know why it's called the Swiss Gambit. The Swiss Gambit is where you lose the first game. Got some seaweed in my miso now to enjoy. So if I have green stuff hanging out my beard, it's just seaweed, nothing to concern yourselves with. And yeah, the Swiss Gambit is where you lose the first round and then win every other game and win the tournament because you get easier pairings, and that's what I'm doing. It's a very clever ploy. I thought I'd lose the first round on purpose and I'd win everything else because I'd sneak in through the back door. Because I'm a backdoor man, said Jim Morrison famously in one of his songs. I love Jim Morrison. Died far too young. Even though it was a conspiracy that he's still alive. And that he just faked his own death. Don't do what I'm doing. Eat and talk. It's not good. And he faked his own death because he was just getting sick of people. Another thing I can understand. I thought I saw Jim Morrison once, but it was when I was doing the night over there, and you know that, and yeah, probably wasn't Jim in the stars beckoning me up. Come up to the stars, my friend. I'm alright, Jim. Not today, mate. Got other things going on. Mate, maybe next week I'll come and say hello. Did go to his grave over in Paris. That old trip. Why not? You know. Yeah. So. Okay. Right. What else I can do? We're waiting for the next round. So there is a little bit of a delay here because they have their cheat detection. Let's just see if there's any more games we can enjoy. No, not here. The games have ended. So what are the scores on the doors after 3 rounds? Lots of strong players, as you would expect. Benjamin Bock, best tiebreak. Very good player, Benjamin. Good streamer as well. Shearoff, one of my heroes. I love Shearoff. I had a game actually in this variation with the black pieces against Shearoff of maybe 10 years ago, where I was one of the first people to play the Dragadorf, this variation where you play the dragon, G6, and then you play A6. And I had an advantage against Shearoff. Should have been a draw, but in the end he got me. Really, really talented, brilliant, genius. I don't call many people a genius, but Shearoff is very genius-like. And who's this? Someone with a British flag here. Really? Doesn't sound very British to me. Augustin Droin, unless, I mean, I know most of the British players, don't recognise him. And let's keep going. Chess Queen, Alexander Kostenyuk, great player. And we keep going down. You know, your normal people. But where is Hans Niemann? His name is not appearing on the list. What is Hans doing? Are his hands tied somewhere? Hans, where are you? There he is. So, the Niemann monster is apparently flogging a free course. Don't tell everyone about that. They won't buy my courses, Hans. Shut it, Hans. No one wants to know about your amazing, brilliant... I don't know if it is, by the way. It's not going to be as good as mine, clearly. Buy mine. Buy mine. Subliminal crap going on there. But yeah, he's on free. Okay, so we might play. It'd be nice to play someone like Hans, wouldn't it? So we're still on there like a rock and roll to get a good score. But are we going to wheel out the drunken night on acid, travelling around the world variation again? I don't know. I mean, should I do it in the next game? I mean, should I? Shouldn't I? I mean, I've got 100% score with it in Untitled Tuesday so far. I'm feeling like doing it. I mean, one of those moods today. Don't ask me why. I ain't been doing anything, Governor. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm quite tempted to do it, just because it's quite fun and we get out theory on move one. That's the thing. Like, you know, chess is so heavily theorized now that it can be good and bad. You know, if you know your theory well, you can get a nice position. You get the kind of position you like playing. Great. But sometimes you're just like, I don't want theory. I just want to play. You know, I want to like. That's why 960 is good. You know, and knight a3 will get you that kind of position. It's like a 960 move. So it's something which does that. The thing with 960 I found is that it's a fascinating game to play, but to watch it's pretty horrendous, because chess is hard enough anyway, and I expect most people who like watch chess tournaments, they have some understanding of openings, of setups, of harmony between how pieces dance at the start of the game. But you don't get any of that in 960. You know, like Magnus, someone plays a move in 960, you're like, what is this? It's only in the middle game where we can kind of catch on to the ideas. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my opinion. To watch 960 is a different experience to watching classical chess, because we don't really understand it. It's like watching an alien, you know, organism, rather than something we know. It's like, but not in a cool way. In like I don't understand that. I'm not that interested in it. Actually, to see an alien would be really cool, though, wouldn't it? So that, yeah. But you get me, right? You get me. You get some of me. Good. I knew you would. So let's try to psych ourselves up for the second half of the tournament. Well, second third of the tournament. I'd really like to get to 8 points again. So need to get a big score in these next 4 rounds. And okay, we've got Igor Lisi again. Now, we took Igor Lisi down when I got to 8 points. The matrix is back. You think of something and it will occur. And we took Igor Lisi down in the classical Dutch in quite an easy game there. So I'm going to play it again. And let's see if we can do the same. Can you remember that game? That was the last game I played to get to 8 out of 11. He's a very good player, Igor Lisi. Typical, strong Russian player. Understands, and now he knows the right move. That is annoying that he knows that move. And this is also a good move. I saw this recommended somewhere, and now I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. Okay, let's play chess. And I think he's following some established theory here. It's always a bit annoying. This is one maneuver I've dabbled with in this type of position, which often seems quite interesting. So I want to play b6, but okay, let's continue with this maneuver. This is my problem piece. And this taken on e4 is, in my eyes, the only real problem with this variation. There's nothing really else to worry about except for this taken on e4. Everything else, black's doing well, and he's obviously done his homework. Respect to Igor, who's done his homework on this variation. And I want to get this bishop out, but certainly a little bit worse here. A little. I'm quite solid, but a little bit worse. Now, this is the normal idea, but he wants to put his knight here for the rest of eternity, so I probably have to go here to fight that idea. Okay, now bishop is too painful to let sit there, and this is just a little bit worse for me, I feel, right? Little bit worse, but it's not totally tragic. Why do I always get double blacks? I've got to think of a way to moan. Oh, moaner. Yeah, this is tough though. Actually, this is a good move because his queen just comes in here, which is annoying. Takes, the queen comes in. Okay, I think I have to go for this. I've got bishop c8, which is not a very inspiring move by anyone's means to play. Okay, but we're holding on. We at least have a pawn now. Do I take with the king? This check? No, I have to take here, and I have to defend. Now, bishop here just seems so wrong. My bishop can't move. So this one I probably have to play. Now, do I put the bishop on f7? Is that better on f7? At least it's not as bobulated. Bobulated. This move might win a pawn back, though, because he's threatening this and this. So, it'd be a little bit annoying, wouldn't it? Because my one thing I've got here is... Of course he plays it. Bastard. Is a pawn. So any way I can get a bid for freedom here. Like, I want to get my queen somewhere a bit more inspiring than where it is. Here takes... Here... No, that doesn't work. Here takes... Doesn't... Okay. I have to... Okay, let's go here. I mean, I've got to get try to get my queen in the game. Too passive at the moment. Yes, now if I come here, he's got a back spanker, so I need to use the pawn. But then takes here, queen here. Is that going to cause any okay, I'm going to go for it. This is like... Got this one, of course. Now, this is... I don't know. I don't like this ending because... But what can I do? The reason I don't like this, what cut of squares are my pawns on? Yeah, that's right, light squares. What kind of bishops are there? If I take here, is he going to come in here and start molesting? Here might be okay. Okay, so he's going for this formation instead. tricky position this. It's got this one coming down as well. Okay. Have to, I feel, give myself bishop d5. Fuck. I just said this one as well. Bishop's coming there. No, that's a goner now. Ah, dear. It's just holding on for most of the game, but okay. I mean, what can I do? This is just gone now. You know, I'm gonna have to just try and hold like this, but this is the best defense I think I had, because at least I've ruined his structure. Maybe there's some hope, but my bishop's so bad there, so passive. But okay, we maybe been a little bit too negative here. Just try to, when you're trying to draw endings, they say you should try to swap off pawns, but this pawn is an issue. He's coming here, is he? Yeah. Gotta. This pawn's gonna go though. Zugzwang. This bishop's come around. Yeah, it's gone. Well played to my opponent. He gets his revenge, and yeah, that was just always a little bit tricky. That's how you play against the Dutch. I mean, it's not terrible for black, and not many people know this way of playing. But my opponent has obviously done his own. Fuck. I'll just get a towel. Actually, I've got one here because I just spilt my drink and made myself jump like a weirdo for some reason. I was lucky I got a towel here. So I think the mouse will still work. Okay, yeah, I mean, well played to my opponent. As you can see from the graph, you know, I kept the balance pretty well. But at some point, you know, he's always a little bit better. Look at that graph, and he played a very nice game, and he's obviously done his homework. And this, I mean, Danny, why don't you just shut the hell up, man? An endgame misstep, lost you the advantage you built up. Where's my advantage, Danny? You trying to be nice to me, Danny? Coach Danny? What are you saying, Danny? But okay, it started to go wrong around here. Again, we should always look at our mistakes. I think so. I defended pretty well, and I knew this was a little bit loose when I played it. You know, a move's bad and you play it anyway. Well, at least we're going to get more action with a funky knight. Oh my god, it's a funky knight. And here I'm keeping the balance well, but b6 should be played. I thought he'd just play e3 there, but the point is he can't bring his queen back. So my idea was actually sound, but the execution was wrong. So the problem with me playing h5, because I really want to get my queen into the position, is that I get back spanked. And only certain people enjoy a back spank. And I ain't one of them. So we need to give our king an escape square. But the problem with playing h5 is that his queen now re-centralizes, and it's a very tricky ending, as we saw. I mean, maybe I can hold on, but it's certainly not easy. So what I had to play was b6, threatening the pawn. He plays e3, and now I play this move. And the point being, his queen cannot resurface into the middle as simply as it could before. And I've also got this e5 break. Actually, I've just seen, trying to get the queen in like this. This is a nice idea. A couple of ideas here, and I'm getting a little bit active, I'm getting enough counterplay. That's the way to rock and roll. So now we have to get out of the next, how many games we had? 6 games. We need 5 out of 6 to get to 8 points. And that's kind of what I'm going for, right? I mean, 8 points is, I just want to equal that score again. So I feel I'm playing okay, but I'm not moving up to the next level in Title Tuesdays quite yet. All the same geezers winning, pretty much. Not that interesting. Chess Queen having a good event. Good to see. Great player. And any games still going on? I'll be surprised if there is. No. So the next round should start any second now. And we have to have white. I mean, I don't know why I've had like 3 blacks out of 5. So here we go. The Drunken Knight. Yeah, the computer doesn't want me to play it. The Drunken Knight on acid, travelling around the world. Variation. And, okay. And now, I've been experimenting, like I say, with this idea. Bloody genius, isn't it? And the point is, we're going to try and get a London system or a Dutch. And look at this. My knight has reached heaven. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at it. Look at it. My knight is already here. And my other knight can come out to say hello to my knight. My knights are all over the place. Having a time in it. I mean, it's quite special, this line. Knight here. Coming in. Look at that knight. I'm just in awe. The Drunken Knight on acid travelling around the world variation. In we come, boys. Look at them. Look at them. They are pillaging the board here. And, I mean, who cares about anything else except for knights? So this is like the experimentation I've been doing, like tripping around the world with my knights. And I this is what I do in my spare time. I'm like sitting there thinking, yeah, how can we fuck this game up even more? Okay, so I'm gonna have to jump and come out. It's not. I mean, my opponent's got a load of development, so it's certainly not clear. Oh, castling. Fuck, I forgot about that. My opponent probably has full compensation actually, because very well developed. This square is now secure because I've got rid of the pawns that can attack that square. So I've got this one under lock and key. But how am I going to... I mean, I want to probably get my bishop fianchettoed. I want to probably castle. So yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Look at that. Look at it. Look at the Drunken Knight on acid tripping around the world. Knight. The Drunken Knight is there. Hello, Knight. It's like waving to the Queen. Now, if I castle, this one's a bit of a fucker. I'm going to be a bit careful here. If I go here, am I worried about this? Getting checkmated? Good move from my opponent. My opponent certainly has compensation. As okay, I'm going to have to calculate. Takes. Now, first of all, there's a check problem. Yeah, because I have to move my king. Do I have to play G3? It doesn't look right playing G3, does it? I want to play this move. Take. Just looks very scary. Can I play this move? I don't know. I don't like that. I want to play D3 smooth play. Now this move, I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to get spanked here somehow. I'm doing that to defend so I can get castle, but it feels... I mean, I'm relying on the fact that my knight is so strong. And that I can castle, then place like... Maybe Queen E2 is a good move to shore up the centre. Queen E2 is a good move there. I'm a bit worried about this one coming and laughing. And the thing is, this bishop move, I don't think my opponent should be worried about this knight coming and taking the rook, because it's such a good knight. Maybe this is the kind of stuff to play, but... Okay, now castling. Can I play this? Then D4. Not too worried about that move. Or do I play queen here? But then bishop here. So I've got a castle. And now I've got to try and start kicking these pieces away. This is why we didn't want to allow this. My opponent playing well, but she has not faced the Drunken Knight on acid, tripping around the world. Variation. And I'm just trying to play normal chess now. And this knight, okay, so my opponent has found an idea. Okay, now does this still work? Got this one, but I don't know, this is strange. Here, I've got lots of different squares, but Are any of them good? Are any of them good? Okay, what about we go here first? I don't know what's the best move. Very complex position. Very complex position here. My knight's beautiful, but maybe I have to grab this one. I'm a little bit, I don't know, I love that knight so much, but that knight, he's not going to be happy with me if I don't continue his story here. Okay, now this is good though, no? Because I've got this one. Sure. Okay, so I have to take the rook because d3 is on pre. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with my opponent taking there. So let's just play logical move. Yeah. But what about rook c? Okay, I can take this one. Oh man, I'm starting to see. Oh no, I forgot that this bishop is here. Not sure about my last move. Don't. Okay. I have to come back. Don't want my opponent getting that file. And this move scares me. This move. Okay. She hasn't played it, and I'm. Get my queen off this. Get my king off it. It's a difficult position to play. Oh fuck! Time. Alright. Well, fuck. Oh my god! What am I doing? Ah! Fucking hell, Simon! Just meltdown. Oh no! That was so bad, right? Complete hallucination there. Complete hallucination, which is kind of understandable for this variation. Oh man, I was doing alright there as well. Oh no, I have to win every game to get to 8 points now. Ah, okay. And look, oh no, I'm so easily winning, and I just fluffed it up. The opening was fine. And this, okay, rook a b1. What did I miss? Oh, that was a bad game from me. That was a bad game. Oh, bishop b4. So easy. Why am I not seeing this? I'm transfixed on this one. And I just got really confused after this, right? I just confused myself. Knight e4 is a good move, and I should just keep it solid now. Grabbing this pawn is really not helping my position at all. And I just completely, well, it's a time situation. Started to panic here and just played a crap move. Good move for my opponent. And now I played another panicky move. I just didn't realise that I'm dropping a piece here. I thought I had that defended. So, bad game. Well played, my opponent. And I need to win the rest now. So I put myself in a little bit of a dilemma by that game. Not playing sharply enough there. And well. Come on, let's get into the next game. I need to get that loss out of my system. And we've had how many rounds have we had now? So we've had oh god, got to get 5 out of 5 now. That ain't easy. That ain't easy. But let's see what can be done. Yeah? Leading the tournament. Benjamin has had a great event so far. Well done, Benjamin. And why is it? Oh, there's loads of games going on. Okay, let's have a look at. Oh, okay. Benjamin beat Daniel Naroditsky. I'm always impressed by Daniel Naroditsky, so that's a good win. And Hans here, trying to get to 5 points. Hans a pawn up in this ending. And that knight is now embarrassed. Nice technique from Hans. This knight is... Okay, you've got to be a little bit careful here because that knight can sacrifice itself here and this king can take all these pawns. Is this a draw? This is a draw, right? King here, and we just take these pawns. There's nothing that black can do. Wow. Okay, Hans lets it slip, throws away a win there. Not an easy win, by any means, and we have a draw. Just wondering if this should be a win for white on time. No, win for black. Can black set up checkmate here? So, because the rule is, if someone loses on time, you can set up checkmate with the pieces remain on the board, then it's a win. But I don't think you can set up checkmate with the pawn on this square. But if the pawn became a knight, and then, or a bishop even, and then if the white king went there, and then the bishop went there, and the black king went there, and the knight went there, it'd be checkmate. So hypothetically, black can win this position. So for example, the pawn becomes, I'm just saying, it ain't gonna happen, but you know, the pawn becomes a bishop. So then white puts the king there and the bishop there, and black puts his king there and the knight there, checkmate. So I mean, I don't know, what's the rule on that? I don't know. It's a weird one, right? A weird one. Okay, let's get 5 out of 5. Let's do it. So we'll stick with the dragon or the Dutch, because we always play the Dutch, right? We had that tough loss against Eagle, and I won't play the same line this time. I won't throw my knight in there as quickly. We'll play a side line if we get the main line. So we get this, knight f3 is normal, knight h3 is possible, but this move you have to watch out for e5. White's got to be very careful now not to get a bad position, because e5, the knight actually looks really stupid. I'm going to play c6 first, because it just controls this square and controls this diagonal. But maybe e5 is actually better there. It probably is better, but this is a useful positional move. And I just want to play e5. And then this knight looks really stupid. So we'll play e5, and I'm probably a little bit better now, because I've got my structure. And look at these guys. The bishop's blocked in. My opponent's bits don't look fantastic, do they? Maybe I'm being optimistic, but it's good to be a bit optimistic. Okay, let's do the normal maneuver. I don't know if my queen really wants to come here, because it hasn't really got anything to attack, but you never know. And now this knight, I'll give some potential to jump in at the right time. I might even be tempted to play f4, and I'm happy my opponent took that, because my bishop frees up. He's going for a positional idea, but my pieces are very active now. I do have an isolated pawn, but it's not a problem. If my opponent comes in here, I can swap off everything and get rid of that one. So now I want to sack this pawn somehow, but I'm not seeing a good way to sack it. Bishop here, bishop here. Okay, this improves my bishop anyway. And if bishop here, I want to play bishop d4 maybe. Let's do it. Looks like a good bishop. But okay, this was a good plan from my opponent, just centralizing the pieces. And now this bishop's not doing anything anymore, so I think I can safely take it. And I'll take that one. And I'm playing with a good knight against a bad bishop, so positionally speaking, I think I'm doing pretty well. This bishop's actually very bad. My knight has a lot of potential. Imagine if I got this position. If I could swap these guys off and get my knight there, it's game over, positionally speaking again. Because this has nothing to attack. Not like the Igor Lycee game, which was very different. This is... I have to watch out. Yeah, I mean, I want to swap queens and just play this positionally, really. Okay, so we want to keep... We don't want to allow this pawn to move, so we want to take with a rook. And I might just keep it very solid and cover, you know, any problems that could occur on the f-file. I kind of want to put my king on g7 so I don't get any back spankers. And then I want to reroute this knight, which I'm very tempted to do now because... Okay, let's do it now. This one Aha. No, this is only a check, right? Am I, because of rook d8. So let's keep with my plan. I think rook d8 is okay. So I'm just going to get my king to a safer square. Yeah. My opponent playing well here, finding moves to annoy me. Yes, okay. Good moves from my opponent. Not just going down without a fight, obviously. That'd be a bit stupid. And okay, now I'm gonna... I'd love to swap queens here, but that ain't gonna happen unless get everything my own way. Wow. Now, I don't think that's something a little bit funny about that move. Okay, this is, I don't know. This has suddenly got a lot more complex than I had wished for. As in, this move was even possible. And rook here. I'm losing control. Okay, so I'm going to try and cover some of these squares, but there might be I might be walking into a tactic here, and I'd love to get this knight here, which I've been trying to do all along, but it doesn't. Then the rook comes here. My opponent's done a very good job of keeping pressure up against me in a positionally suspect position. Like positionally, I keep going positionally. Why am I saying positionally so much? Never said positionally so much in my life. But okay, I mean, I've got rook here. Consolidate. And maybe we do just bring the queen back now. It's had its fun and put the knight here. Let's get this configuration on the board. Slowly unraveling. Hopefully. Yeah. Oh, then it takes here. I mean, how bad is... Okay, well, was he not playing for a draw? But my... I don't like this move. Queen comes into f6 or something. This move and the queen coming into f6. Am I holding it? Bishop h3. Don't like it. Bishop h3. Fuck. Losing. Ah, man. Well, my opponent did well there to keep the pressure on, but I've really fucked this one up. And it's frustrating. I'm assuming I'm losing, but I can't see the win for my opponent yet. Just looks a little bit funny. Okay, so here, let's try and get an ending. Because my opponent, my position... Okay, now funnily, it's okay again, right? Okay, we're going to have to try and grind an ending out with the extra time. Queen wants to come in. Does. I'll take that one with check, thank you. Gain some moves with check, hopefully. Let's try to use this passed pawn. My king's quite safe, I think. Here. Just want to... Good move for my opponent. Alright, check. Anything to worry about? Okay, let's go with a king and hopefully run. And run with the king, hopefully. Not get mated with the king. Okay, yeah, I mean, not a perfect game, but we won. So we just got to get the next 4. We're still on track. And the position is winning at the end. But my opponent did very well there. This is quite kind of a good demonstration of, like, you know, you get everything positionally. And this is where you should roll the dice. My opponent putting the queen here, putting this, coming up rook f5. There were nice ideas. Nice moves from my opponent. But... in the end, it took a little bit too much time for my opponent to find those moves, so not ideal. And you can see there are many points where, wow, I didn't realise how much I was losing. Bloody hell. I'm losing here. I knew this was a bad move. Wow. What have I missed here? Queen C5. Knew that was a bad move. Rook D7. Whereabouts was that? That was a little bit further on. Yeah, I let my opponent come right into my position. What move was that? 26. Let's go there. Because, yeah, H6. This is... Didn't I say that? And then the queen comes in. Yeah, this move. H6. And if I have to go back, I'm in a tomb. And if I go here, then check and come in. And then my knight simply drops. That was the first win. Now, I allowed my opponent to do the same again because this move I was worried about. Rook takes e5. Even though this is not so clear. And I have knight f3 check. What the hell is that move? What an amazing tactic. The point here, this one. Actually, I was thinking about playing this position because these two pieces are so good. It's like a positional pawn sack. But I have a win with this amazing idea. Wow, what a move. Diverting the queen from the rook if it takes, or if this one, allowing myself to check and winning the exchange. That was incredible. Incredible idea. And then later on, my opponent was doing very well as well. So, okay, let's see if we can... How many games left? 4. So, we got black again, obviously, because the computer says no. Master of Puppets. Master. And we're getting another Dutch, right? And we're having sort of mixed results with Dutch, but let's play this. Maybe G6 is a good move in these systems. And we're doing the normal kind of shit. Except A3 might be a loss of tempo. And I think here we should take the time to go in. And I'll double my opponent's pawns. And I want to play for E5. So I'm going to go here. And if this one, I'm going to change plans and play against the double pawns. This is kind of another concept. D5 is the move that white should be playing in this position. But I can then play against these. And of course, given a chance, I play E5. Always. Now that my knight supports that geezer in the middle of the geezer board. Master. Master. Da 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 da. Master. Now, is there any... Yeah, I don't really... Okay, so I can go queen here. Okay, let's just push on. Simplest move. Simple is good. And let's just push on again, because my knight can take in this position. And I'm trying to play against the bishop on G2. My opponent tries to open up the bishop. Now, it takes... So he can't grab here. If well, I've got to play E3 here. Because it's the most interesting move. Now F4, and we can have... Yeah, I wanted to put my queen there, but I realised D5, so... Oh, come off it. Don't swap queens, mate. Well, that's a little bit disappointing, but okay. Interesting still, because this pawn just makes it... And if I can play the move F4... in this position, I can own the bishop. You know, this is why I thought my opponent would play F4 himself. And now here, well, I'll take that knight. So now I'll definitely play F4 before my opponent plays it. And I've owned that bishop. And suddenly, my opponent has questions to answer. Yeah, the bishop can come out this way, but it seemed like I've gained a lot from my activities. He's got this. Do I throw my knight towards the king? Go for checkmate still? Looks a little bit odd. Or do I just try to come with this and keep pressure on you there? And totally forget about this move. What a knob I am sometimes. I totally forgot that the knight can go backwards. And that was very silly because that was such a nice pawn. And I didn't want to lose that pawn. It was a crap, but okay, the position's still alright. Again, if I get a chance to go, he should definitely take that before my knight comes here. And this position is No, I don't know. I think just unclear is fair. I had a better bind before, but maybe a little bit better for me. My pieces seem to be more harmonious, and I've got no weaknesses, no pawn weaknesses. It's a little bit better for me. I can attack things, right? I've got b6 if this pawn comes under fire. Opponent playing, I feel like good moves at the moment. Do I play b6 now? Is this some... Okay, let's... Now the king comes here. I don't want to allow the knight into this square, so maybe I should be exchanging. But then the rook... Talking out loud. Okay. Let's target it. But this idea kind of annoys me. So I want my knight to come here to cover that, and I'm going to try to put every piece on f3, like rook f8, knight to h4. If you see a weakness, you know, often a good idea just to throw everything at that weakness. So we will try to do that. So my opponent's fighting against that. So I don't want to allow that knight into that big square. My opponent plays it there anyway. And I'm hoping it's going to be... I've got c3 on pre at the end. So after a mass exchange, rook e7, I've got rook takes c3, which I'm hoping gives me chances to play for a win, because I have now picked up a pawn. The ending, some chances because I'm a pawn up, but rook c5 is the most trickiest move to face here. Now c6 here, I think is okay. This move undermines my pawns. Okay, I have to defend this pawn. My rook does a great job of stopping my opponent's king, so if my king can get here, it should be winning. Okay, this is a bad move for my opponent. He needs to do something with these guys, because if my king comes here, it should be positionally winning. I mean, I'm a pawn up, obviously, but we all know how drawn rook and pawn endings are. So maybe actually I just play here anyway. And obviously rook and pawn endings are going to be good. So my opponent still playing well here. Could have been again. Now the king can't come here, but it can come into the game like this. Yeah, good play from my opponent. Tough game this. Need to activate my rook, so hence why I'm using the king the way I am. This check would have been better first. I slightly misplayed that. The rook comes back here because I want my rook to be active. Now my opponent can't come in the center with the rook, so very small little gains. Now my rook can activate, start hitting some potential weaknesses. A5 is the main weakness, and all king and pawn endings will be winning for me. Why would they be winning? Because I am now 2 pawns up, and I got this way to consolidate, and this should now be pretty easy really, because I can just push, and we will do that. And let's take that one to be safe side. Let's take that one to be really safe. And yeah, there we go. So okay, well, that was all right, wasn't it? I think that was actually a better quality game. So we just have to get 3 out of 3 now. 3 out of 3. Doable, right? It's doable. It's doable. Are we going to have 2 whites? Are we going to play this bloody stupid knight move again? Why am I playing this today? Why am I playing this today? I don't know. Sometimes you just got to let it roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll down, 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 down all night long. And, well, I thought I played well there, but obviously not as well as I thought, because my opponent had a big move after this. And, okay. Yeah, my opponent should have played this, but I didn't think it was +2. Blooming heck. Let's go through it. It was I thought it was quite smooth, but I hate turning on the computer because it just tells you what a wally you are when you turn it on. And I just, yeah, let's have a look at some of the moments there, because it was kind of interesting. And okay, this is all normal. Bang, 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 and yes, I get e5 in. I'm happy. And here, I don't know if I want to play e4 because I like keeping the tension. If I had this again, I'd probably revert to this, but I was a little bit worried about the queen coming in here and dropping this pawn, which, yeah, maybe I should play e4 then, okay. And my next move, definitely don't like. This, my opponent played a very f3, brilliant move from my opponent. I should be like trying to get a pawn here and a pawn here. So yeah, the computer's idea, knight a5, makes a lot of sense. But okay, let's have a look. So this allowed f3, which I think is a really good idea. And now I played here, which is a problem because of this. And what if I go queen f7, which I was planning? Why is this so bad for me? Bishop takes here. Okay, let's say I go knight takes. Knight f3. And oh, look at that for a square. Oh my god. That is horrible. I didn't appreciate that f3 not just opened up the bishop, but opened up the knight. And the knight going there would be the end. My only friend. The end. Because I can never kick that knight away with a pawn. And it's just going to sit there and smirk at me until I combust. So that was what my opponent should have played there. But not obvious, I feel. And the way the game went, well, I'm definitely better now. I mean, this is clear, but I feel I misplayed it. I didn't come up with a good plan at this point. And actually, why did I take here with a rook? This is crazy. Why didn't I get the knight to that square? What a muppet. Look, imagine a knight getting there. That knight is gonna smirk at the bishop forever. That knight is gonna dominate, and the rook can come here. This move is just winning. So I could have got a positionally winning position as well. I mean, I played rook takes far too quickly. Now it's not so clear again, and this only a small advantage for me because my opponent's bishop is very bad, so this is why it's probably a small advantage. And I think my opponent shouldn't have really gambited this pawn unless there was an obvious way to draw. And rook e7 now is the way. Okay, that's not obvious at all. And the point being that my rook's not on f3, so it's just a draw. I didn't see this. So rook e7 is a draw because when I take, my opponent can throw this in and we get this ending, and I can't defend the 7th rank. I probably have to go here and then we get this. So that was my opponent's one mess up. And the ending that we got into, well, it's actually, you know, I'm a pawn up. It's an ending. Good winning chances. I think it's enough to say. Move the king, use the rook, try to get a passed pawn. Standard kind of procedure, really, for an ending. Now there is a break. It's after round 8, so we'll have a little look at the scores. 3 rounds to go. I'm on a bit of a roll, so it's a pity there's a little break. Benjamin Bock, I'd love to see win it. Christopher Yu as well. Sergei, I think I played and lost to Sergei before, and you obviously got this mass lumping behind of top players. Grishchuk's won this many times. Where is Hans? Where's Hikaru? We can have a little look. Hikaru seems to do better in the evening edition of this. Igor Lisi, player I lost to, is up there, and Hikaru's only on 6 points. I say only because it's Hikaru, right? He's a good player apparently. Someone said he was good. Is he good? Is he good? I heard he can play a bit of chess. But Hans only on 5.5. You got to hand it to the guy, haven't you? Do you see what I did there? Do you see what I did there? Do you like that? Do you like that? Okay, so we'll wait for the next game, and you have to tell me. I mean, at the moment, I'm only doing a YouTube video like once this thing, Title Tuesday, once a week. So I'm not really looking at getting many subscribers or anything. But I quite enjoy playing, and hopefully some of you enjoyed the Title Tuesday. You know, a lot of you. I get some really nice comments. The best comments I get are actually like people saying, these are the nicest comments. Oh, I was going for a really hard time, you know, and your videos really helped me out. You know, mentally, I guess people are going for a hard time and they just want to watch some chess and not take things too seriously. So they're the videos which are really, you know, mean a lot. So if you're one of those people who've had a hard time, and you know, which we all have definitely, and we just got to get through it. You know, we need a bit of help often. Then you know, if I can help that with some shit talk, crap, bollocks, whatever you call this, that is worth me doing videos for that. So stick with it, guys. If you're having a hard time, stick with it. It will get better. It might get worse first. I'm not going to lie. Some things do, but it will get better at some point. It will do, definitely. And let's see if we can get 3 out for X3. So what I was going to ask is, yeah, I mean, in the comments, so I'll check out the comments. If what other kind of content would you like to see me do? I expect there's loads of different stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I get bored of just doing game reviews all the time until I get a bit of mojo back, so I probably won't be doing that. But maybe something a bit different. I don't know. I brought like a camera and I want to get it out into a woods and film something because I like woods. Woods are nice. Trees are good for you, man. I want to get out and film some chess where there's trees. I don't have any mountains near me, otherwise I'd be up like a ferret in a drain pipe. You know, or Trump on a porn star. That's a joke. Don't take it too serious. If I had mountains near me. Yeah, so some filming outside would be cool. But I don't know what kind of filming. You know, who knows? Right, okay, come on, chess.com, let's start. I'm on a roll. I'm on 2 out of 2. I want to get 3 points, and I want to get to 8 out of 11. Because if I get to 8 out of 11 one more time, the time after that, I'll probably get in like 9 out of 11, and then I'll be getting 10 out of 11, and then 11 out of 11, and then I'll be winning it, and then I'll be banned for cheating because that probably is not going to happen. But come on, let's just get to 8 points. Come on. So, like I say, they always have a little break now. So I'm just checking. Oh god, like emails and stuff, which I know you're going to find quite boring, but I'm sure I've got like work responsibilities I should be doing. I don't know. Would you call this work? Like making a YouTube video? Come on, let's play. So yeah, okay. Who do we want to win? So I think you know, I like Daniel Naroditsky. I like to see. Has Daniel ever won this? I'd like to see Daniel Naroditsky win a Title Tuesday. Yeah, I'd like. So I'm not going to say the normal people because they normally always win it. And what's going on with this match, Jospen versus Kramnik? When's that happening? Is it still going on? I'm looking forward to that one. Definitely. Anyone else up there I'd like to see win it? This guy, he's not British. I don't think he's British. So, probably have to be on 6 points to win it still. I mean, I like Aronian, but again, he's won so many things in chess. He doesn't need it. Who else we got? And Hikaru certainly doesn't need it. Anish doesn't need it. None of these guys need it. Penguin's a lovely guy. Give it to Penguin. But, I mean, they've got to win 3 out of 3, haven't they? And then they probably still won't win it. So, out of the top guys, I hope Daniel Naroditsky wins it. Nothing against the other ones. I mean, Grishchuk I like a lot. Good sense of humour. Done some commentary with Grishchuk. Seems like funny, nice, normal guy, you know. And a genius at chess. Who's this? GMG. GMG is dynamite. Okay, we are in and we are playing Knight A3 because we can. And we're playing like Sergei Zygalko, who's a very good Grandmaster from Russia. I hope they don't take it personally. And we've got, now I think this is my other little thing that I found in the Drunken Night Around the World on acid variation, that you play a reverse Alekine but with a knight on a3. So it's a drunken Alekine on mushrooms, I call it, variation. It's the Alekine on psilocybin variation of the drunken knight on LSD around the world variation. And yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing in this position, but let's play some moves. And this one looks natural because I want to get my knight in. And I'm just trying to, again, I'm not doing this to disrespect my opponent. I'm doing it because I want to get an interesting opening that hasn't been seen before. Because chess is a fun game. And one little tactic I've worked out is good against this is this little baby. Bulaka shumba bumba. And you don't take it straight away. You get the queen here and you stop the castling. Do you like it? Done my homework. And I'm never going to look at the drunken knight on acid going around the world variation with a computer, because that would be destroying the whole concept of the opening. You can't look at this with a computer. It just doesn't work. It just wouldn't be fair. I mean, you'd be committing suicide. Okay, what's happening here then? The drunk, look at the knight. I just love that knight. It's so happy. Just dun 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 dun. Okay. Now I am a pawn up. I have noticed this, but I haven't got very good development, have I? And can we go in like this, or am I really pushing the boundaries? Yeah, let's do it like they do it on the Discovery Channel. I mean, that knight is just having the time of its life, and you know, it'd be very sad state of affairs to stop it from enjoying its adventure. And I might, you know, I mean, just like, you know, it's just, you just get some weird positions, and this is weird. I should be trying to work out what's going on. I could have taken that one, but this check was annoying me. If I took there, the knight coming there with tempo is annoying me. Kind of want this to occur, but I am a little bit worried about these guys, so maybe I need to castle queenside and just go for broke. So so knight here, I'm gonna check and grab that one. This is a concept, and otherwise I'm probably going in with the check anyway, right? Are we doing this one? I mean, it looks ridiculous, but the drunken knight on acid going around the world variation requires such an idea. Okay, now, absolutely bonkers shit, right? Sorry, I'm kind of enjoying myself here. I don't know, so I'm trying to castle. Now I could take this one, of course, and I don't know, maybe that was a good move, but I'm just trying to like develop. And if he wants to take a pawn, it means I develop. So I want a castle, bring my rook in, and this kind of idea would be like funky. So if he moves the knight, I take here, and I've confused him. You can tell he's sitting there, he's like, what is this shit? How can he play such crap? And I don't understand what this mad ginger is doing. Is what I imagine he's doing. Okay, now can we take this one? Then he wants to go here. So let's keep going with the drunken knight on acid turbo line. Castling. And now we want to take here. Okay, now we're not worried about material, are we? But we've got to prove. We've got to prove we're not worried about material. Okay, I'm just going to sack it because I don't care. And this knight is quite good, right? I mean, the reason I'm sacking it is because that's his only active piece. So just do what you want with it. Just don't do anything with your other bits. Yeah. And now, can we come with the drunken knight splurge? Oh God, I really want to play this. I'm going to play it so badly. I'm going to have to, aren't I? Okay, apologies in advance for being such a bloody lunatic. But I don't give a damn. If he takes... Now my queen wants to come over here. Am I just have I completely gone mental here? I'm kind of worried that I might have lost the plot, actually. Somehow. Have I absolutely lost the plot here? Okay, well, look, I'm in with a penny, in with £10. Because, I mean, it does look a bit shit now. I haven't really counted pieces. I'm not very... Well, we can't go backwards, can we now? We have to keep going forwards. Because it's the Drunken Knight on acid variation. I'm kind of like... I think he's found a way through. Okay. Alright, I resign that. I was having too much fun there. I wasn't really playing chess. That's the problem. I have too much... I hope you don't mind. I'm going to withdraw from the tournament there. Because we didn't get to our points. Or maybe we're played. Maybe the only reason I want to withdraw is actually to look at that game. Because that is why we play stuff like that. Actually, my resigning. Why am I resigning? It's not too bad. The computer doesn't think I'm... Okay, it thinks I'm losing, but not too bad. I feel like I might have missed something there, guys. Do you think I was ever doing okay? The Drunken Knight on acid said around about here I'm doing alright. So maybe it was taking here, knight here. I just dropped my bishop back. This is far too gung-ho, right? So it was quite... I mean, it was fun, but it was more fun for him because he won. Gotta stop. Okay, I probably won't be playing this open again. This is the only time this opening ever going to be played. You know, because, I mean... I don't think it can be done again, can it? So I should, of course, just take here. I was worried about knight d5, but why am I worried about it? Just move the bloody bishop somewhere. But this was fun. Let's see if I'm completely... And look, actually taking... This is alright. I could have done it, but I went a little bit too mad with this one. I should have just given it in a normal way. This was too much. But actually, the computer's still not sure. And after this... I'm still actually okay. I should have played more normal. This is where I did apologise in advance. I saw this crazy idea of trying to come round and checkmate, and I could not resist, but it's absolute bullshit. I should have just gone queen e3, stopping that knight coming out, and then gone for a simple approach. This would have actually been, I think, very interesting. Because my knight hovers, but I went nuts here. And I don't even know, I think my opponent can even take this, but my idea here, just to show what my brain was doing, which is some weird stuff, is this. Yeah, this is what my brain is doing. This is what I'm trying to do. Checkmate. The Anastasia checkmate. So there was some sense with the madness, but not a lot of sense. I mean, sorry. What the fuck am I doing here, man? Sorry, if there's kids in the room, I do apologise for my use of the Queen's language. And I don't know. Knight f6. And the other idea is if my opponent takes here, right? I'm going here and I'm winning. Look at this. So there wasn't completely mad. And if here, this is like checkmate. What that, you know? So it was like, how could I resist such a jump down the rabbit hole? I couldn't resist it. But my opponent played well. Always annoying when they do that. And here I kept going mental. And you know, it's still a little bit scary for my opponent here. My opponent went to this one, and I just keep throwing things forwards. I've got dreams of coming around here, but my opponent moves, unfortunately. And yeah, I'm just losing, aren't I? But we had some fun on the way. I think we had fun. Did we have fun there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we had fun or not. We've got 2 more games to go. I'll try to keep punting with the next 2. We can still get 7 points. It stopped our little spurge there. But kind of enjoyed it. don't enjoy losing. At the top we have Christopher Yu. Not me, Christopher Yu. And the reason the next round hasn't started is because these Muppets are playing on this position. And why are they playing on this position? Move 122. 50 move rule playing on that position. I mean, why don't you just, like, I don't know, play with traffic in the middle of a motorway? Both of you. That should be your fine. Go and play with traffic in the middle of a motorway. Okay, right. We are playing Schack-Hugo. Can we do it this way around? I wonder. No, I can't. I can't bring myself to play knight a6. That just seems too much. The delayed variation. And generally, what I do in these lines, I always try to punt g5 at some point, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to try to punt this move at some point because it makes it more interesting, like here. And we try to just surge ahead with ferocity. The ferocity of a tiger. And push that knight away, try to gain control, and just try to, like, lunge over here, right? Try to go g3, get to his king, and checkmate. Now, let's keep going. I remember looking at this, and for some reason, I'm sure I thought this was the best square, because I thought knight c8 was needed in order to defend b6 at some point. But now I'm looking at this, it looks like this looks ridiculous, and the whole idea of thinking this is an important move seems stupid. But okay, I mean, I don't. Maybe did I look at this? I think I might have had this in Reykjavik. I haven't played much chess recently, as you can probably see from my play. I think I had this in Reykjavik like a year and a half ago or something, and I probably played that then. Now, what is happening if I just go f6? Am I getting? I can't see a problem with this one. What's better than attacking one piece? Attacking two. Now, let's not allow this check. So let's go here. And you can clearly see how useful my knight is on that square now. And I have one apiece. So I don't really believe my opponent's sacrifice. I think he got discombobulated. Entangled with the chaos. And that's what we're trying to do. We create a lot of chaos today, right? Chaos. And what am I doing next? Well, I think something like, you know, maybe this idea is not stupid, but let's get the queen to g7 and castle. Put the king on the other side of the board. I think put it over there somewhere. So maybe b4 is what my opponent should play. So my king is, yeah, good move. And okay, so now I can't castle. Why the hell is that knight there? What foolish man decided the knight was good there? I mean, that is aha. So the point is, after this one, the knight can come into d4. That's the point. Yeah, okay. There goes my point. And the reason I moved my queen just looked a little bit better here. That's not a reason, is it? Maybe my knight. I want to get these guys out. I don't like playing chess without development, and my bishop can now. I don't really know what I'm talking about, actually. I'm just going to shut up. And my knight, my stupid knight. Okay, now, I'm going to have to be brave here and take this. Because otherwise I'm going to lose my knight. Our pieces are shite. Maybe I should be swapping queens. I mean, when you material up, swap pieces off. So queen g4 is on the agenda. The rook comes here. I've got bishop a6. But development. So this bishop, let's get this one to a slightly better square. I'm not claiming that as a brilliant square. My opponent stops queen g4. But I'm still got the extra piece. Bishop a6 important to shut the door. Now I can now play knight h6. I'm not worried about him taking here because my knight comes back. I need to shut the door. So knight h6 and castles at some point. Knight here, knight f7. I want this knight to come to this square, basically. I'm also trying to... Maybe he can come in here. Then in here. Still a little bit funky. I think he's got to weave. Yeah, he's got to come in, right? And okay, this rook's attacked, so let's move it. And knight here. Okay, so he's trying to create something, but I think I should play this. Now again, can I get away with taking this pawn? Really greedy. I mean, queen f7 looks... I'm not going to risk taking that pawn because I am a piece up. I think we play it safe for a change. Just try to eliminate the queens. And should have taken the pawn. Okay, but it, you know, it's still a bit weird. Okay, but now this, and that pawn just like freaks me out a little bit, but my extra piece should freak him out a little bit as well. To be fair. No, actually, that rook's... Is that rook good or bad? Is it good or bad? I don't know. I don't know, so I'm just going to leave it there because I'm not sure if it's a good rook or a bad rook. Okay, what are you doing to me? Stop doing these things. It's a good rook. Okay, I'm finding out. Don't want that coming in any further. And he's like creating shit here. And I don't like what I've done, but I don't believe this could work. Surely not. I'm trying to do something very clever with rook here, but why am I trying to do that? I don't know. Okay, let's just give my king a bit more oomph and try to play it more technically. Stop his king coming and queen. This one most accurate. Oh, they need queens. Okay. Still playing like a bit of an idiot here, I am. But I'm still winning. Probably. Not making it easy for myself, am I? By playing... This, oh, fuck's sake, Simon. Okay, I've got to put the knight on c5. That's what I need to do. Yeah, okay, stop that. Aha, I know what I need to do. Checkmate. Boom! That's more like it. Stop dicking about and put the ball in the back of the net. And now we've got one more white coming up and I get one more chance, which I'm probably never going to play this opening ever again. I think I've got 1 out of 3 with this knight a3 malarkey. Can we level the score and get something interesting on the board? I really hope so. And 7 points is not a tragic, totally tragic score. Okay, now let's look at some proper chess while we wait for that. And Grischuk against Firouzja. And Grischuk's doing very well here. Because his king is a lot safer. I don't know, the bar's going a bit mental, but you can't see that, so it doesn't matter. White is a pawn up, but look at the king's safety. This is the key thing. The king's safety. Black's king exposed. White's king not exposed. I'm surprised Grischuk swapped queens off, but that pawn still looks very scary. Can he make that pawn count? And obviously this is a big game. If you win this game, you're in with a shout. And that pawn is going a lot. Oh, lovely little tactic there. Lovely tactic from Grischuk. Look at that pawn. Now it should be winning for white. There's too many pawns that white has. But he might have to checkmate with knight and bishop versus king. Can Grischuk do that? Does Grischuk know how to do that? Too many pawns here coming up the board. And now the white knight should reroute at some point. And some strange stuff going on. But moving, using the king. Quite fascinating, this game. You've got to use... I don't know... Yeah, now the knight comes out. So that knight is a key piece. Bishop check. Looks fun. He does. He plays it. Can he go for checkmate? Oh! Oh! It's a draw! What a save by Firouzja there. I would have done exactly the same as Gruzchuk there and gone for that checkmate. And I would have gone for king here and bishop here, checkmate. But this was a brilliant move. Bang! Eliminating the knights from the board. Very nice. These guys can play chess, right? It's quite nice watching other people play. And now we have a game between some chess players. And in these kind of endings, where there's queens on the board, it's always who's got the pawn further up the board who's trying to win. And white's pawn is 2 squares away. The black pawn is a lot of squares away. So white is clearly trying to win this one. But boom! In with a check. And he loses his queen. That is what it's all about. Painful. Chess is a painful game. A painful game. And we're in with the last round, and we're going to play this. And again, I hope my opponents don't treat it with disrespect. It's not supposed to be. My opponent is streaming. We are playing the Drunken Knight on acid, going around the world, variation. Can we get 50% with the variation? This is the key. My opponent's playing a very solid formation, probably one of the best formations against the Drunken Knight on acid going around the world variation. And we have a normal position. I set my knight is here, ready to jump like a lion. And I'm just going to play normal moves because I'm a very normal person. And where does this guy want to go? Okay, I'm just trying to think how we set up our pieces here. Okay, let's put a bishop here and a queen here. Because I might want to play e5. Okay, now the knights start to boogie. Come on, boogie. And a boogie all night long. And we're gonna boogie. Boogie, boogie. Okay, so my knight may be a bit stupid, but I've seen worse. I have seen worse. Don't bogart that knight, my friend. Oh, he can take here now and release. That's a bit scary. That's a bit scary. I kind of didn't see that. Let's hope I don't lose on the spot. Somehow. He's trying to swap off my knight. What a genius. He's seen how dangerous my knight is. And he's trying to swap it off. What a legend. But no, he leaves my knight on the board. I feel that could be his big error in this game. Leaving that knight to fight. Fight to live another day. I'm not sure how. How are we playing this? He's coming in. How are we playing this? This is quite scary when he takes it, because he releases this bishop. It's a bit scary. I mean, do I sack the queen here? I don't think that's going to be enough compensation. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this little dilemma I have somewhat put myself under. Because he puts his queen here and he mates me. And that... Okay, so we have to go here. We have to get the knight out of the way. I have to try and just hold on the diagonal, which looks tricky to say the least. Now, this move he takes for the knight, does that help me at all? No. My knight moves in, his queen comes here. That looks pretty scary, right? Don't really want to play this move, f3. It just looks so funny. And now my stupid drunken knight, he's got to come back. Let's try to get him back to much better square. So it did all that journey. So it's gone boom, 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 boom. Man, when's he going to grow up? Obviously, I'm talking about the knight, not me. Now, this move could kill me, but I don't really have anything I can do. And he's going for it. Okay. Now, this is his idea, I expect. So, come on, Drunken Knight. Fight for me. Knight here. Defend for me. Defend for me, knight. Bishop here, knight here. And then at least we get an ending. This check. Okay, come on. Let's just get an ending. I mean, he's got a lot of pressure. His bishops are clearly brilliant in the ending, but I do have an extra piece, so he doesn't want the ending. I can understand that. He wants to take there for his bishop, so I've got to stop that. And I've got to rely on these bozos to help me out a little bit. Now, queen d2, queen here. Get my queen over to defend. Is about as good as I'm going to get. And he's, look at that, beautiful move from my opponent. Very nice move. Wants to come check. Now, can I take this one and just hold off? I don't want to take his rook, because this bishop is. Now, am I getting mated here? It's very possible. I'm relying on my knights to try and defend me in this situation. I want to get 50% with this. E5 an idea, rook d1 an idea. It seems like I'm doing well, but complex to say the least. Okay, so let's just get a piece in. I'm not going to think too much about that move. Where does this bishop go? If his bishop goes here, I have takes and queen f4. So this one, queen f4. And the queens now come off. Which must be good news for me. And let's try it. Queen, a pawn. Here, queen in pawns is good. Bishop f6 is a tough move for him to stop. And I think that should be that. And bishop f6 it is. And he doesn't want to resign because he's probably... I don't know. I mean, I don't think he should be insulted by my play, because it was fucking good. Boom! The Drunken Knight on acid, travelling around the world. Variation. Are you going to give it a go? Are you loco? Are you loco? And I think it got 50%. I'll take that. Just to get an interesting position. Every game we had with it was interesting. Clearly, I was getting absolutely destroyed in that game. But the knight, look at that knight. Let's just enjoy that knight. It went there. Let me see if I can remember it went. It went there. And then it went there. Then it went there. And then it went there. Then it went there. Then it went there. And then it ended there. Brilliant, brilliant night. Love it. Thank you. Please like, please subscribe. 7 out of 11. 7/11. Not bad. And yeah, cheers. I'll see you again soon. And I'd like to hear what you think about that opening.